I just saw something in this water, and it's one of those little things that be stinging people, stingrays. Don't come up here to me. I'ma kill you. I saw a stingray in the water. I did. The tail was wrapped around. I thought it was a snake until I saw the flap when it got flipped over by the water. But I'm scared to go in the water, you know. But by then it probably got sucked in the water, in the water part, the deep part, back into where it belongs. But sometimes they do come to the surface, and I seen them. I seen them looking at me sometimes too. Yeah. So my therapy session for today is over. Yeah, that. And I wasn't really feeling today's therapy session, but I just went along with it because maybe because I went out last night, and you know when you go to therapy you need rest. Like you need to get rest the night before you go to therapy so you can focus on your issues. But I did wrote a 4-page letter about my job, so this session was kind of very helpful. It was something that I should have been done from a long time ago, but I don't know what's holding me from writing that letter. But I finally wrote the letter in a quick rush, and I am gonna go to the library, and then I'm gonna type it up, and then I'm gonna take it from there. You know, wherever that letter leads me, I hope it leads me into the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Because I just didn't like the way that I was fired from my job. Like it was okay for them to fire me, but it wasn't okay for them to fire me under those circumstances. You know, just because you're at will, that doesn't mean that you can do whatever y'all want with people's lives. I love my job. I loved my job. Like even though it was stressful, I loved the children that I was working with, not the job. Because of the female that I was working with, they was all bitchs. They was horrible, horrible. They come there fat, plump, with their attitude, taking out their problem on everybody else, mad because things ain't going their way. Sometimes I take over and do things that I'm not supposed to do without complaining. But you know, my supervisor never gave me praise for that. You know, when I worked with that little autistic child last year, and the parent came, I'm telling y'all, on the very last day of work, she came to the job, she was crying, saying how much of a good job that I was to her son. She ended up having to ask me to be her daughter's teacher. So that's just to show you the type of teacher that I am. And for my supervisor to just think that she could just come in and just wipe out my willpower, she got it all twisted. She got something else coming. Not in a demonic way, but just her life. Like, what are your life is going to be like when you try to mess over somebody that's good? Like, your life is not going to be wonderful. And I'm going to hear about her. Not that I want to. The waters are coming in. And remember, you know, not that I want to, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning how to forgive her. That's one thing that I was told to do, was to forgive her. And shoot, when you got to forgive somebody, it takes a lot. Is this dude doing over here behind my bag? Is this?